a disaster. The UK economy is at breaking point. I'm going to reveal everything that you need to know about how to navigate through it. My name is Katie Wilson and I've been investing now in property for coming up for 7 years. And in that time, I have built a substantial property portfolio and established a national house buying business. And I've now bought and sold hundreds of properties, all different types, all over the UK. I work with thousands of investors all over the world. I live and breathe property. Now, before I give you a breakdown of the UK economy and what's really happening right now, and debunking what you're seeing in the news, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. UK interest rates, how high could they go? Well, we've just gone up to 5%. They went up again on the 22nd of June. So inflation is the primary consideration when setting interest rates. Inflation in the UK is for a few reasons. We've been particularly dependent on gas and energy. They've gone up hugely lately. Food prices have gone up a lot. Off the back of that, those energy prices and huge labour supply shock. However, it does look like there is some better news coming. Towards the end of summer and certainly towards the end of 2023, it does look like inflation's going to fall off a cliff. Probably not down to the 2% in the medium term that it needs to be, but maybe back to something like 5%. Now, it does look like it's going to fall off a cliff, but I think the challenge is going to be that inflation may come down to say 4 or 5%, and it may be a bit sticky. Hence why the Bank of England is continuing to increase the rates, and I suspect they're going to leave them there for a little while and try and make sure that they've really killed inflation and got it back under control. I think the other important thing to mention here is that the full effect of these interest rate rises have not been felt by consumers yet. So something like 2/3 of consumers are on fixed rates that are still much lower. Maybe they're paying 2%, whereas if they had to go back to market and get a new product, they'd be paying 4 or 5%. So you've only got 1/3 of people that are sat out on variable rates right now. So you've still got 2/3 due to drop off, and a lot of people are going to drop off this year and some next year. And it's going to reduce the amount that they've got available to spend on other things. And when they're spending less on other things, inflation should abate somewhat. So what's happening in the property market? Well, house prices are falling, starting to slow. And around here, I've seen falls of about 10 to 15%. You look at stuff going through auction and it's definitely dropping 10 to 15% cheaper than where it was a year ago. Now, is that the case right across the country? No. There are variables, there are micro markets. Apparently, only 7% of offers are being accepted by sellers, and some 20% of those offers are 10% or more below asking price. Now, I think that's about right, saying that there's a 10 to 15% drop off sold prices from a year ago, but not asking price. They're basically putting their fingers in the air, asking, what do you think we can get for the property? And they're putting it on for what they want. And estate agents are pumping up the prices at the moment. But I think people are having to moderate what they're asking for, and people are offering much less on properties because of affordability. Affordability is reduced. So, you know, if interest rates are now 4 or 5%, monthly mortgage payments that are much higher means that you can borrow less on a new mortgage. So low offers are going to be more common. Rents are still rising significantly. So I think we're now on $900 to $950 a month on some of our rentals. Back in 2016, they were on $550 a month. That's a massive rental growth, partially due to Section 24, partially due to the inability to offset mortgage interest, extra stamp duty, lots of new regulations, and the government looking to repeal Section 21 and various other things. I mean, landlords have been put off, but I think it's the best time ever to get into property. Yields are rising, cash flow will rise because, of course, interest rates, whilst at 4 or 5%, they're sort of similar to where they were back in 2006, according to the IMF. So our economy has changed. You know, the structure has changed significantly. Therefore, interest rates, once we're through this period, should return to what they were. I don't think anybody really knows whether that's right or not, but I suspect that interest rates, once we're done with all this inflation, once they've killed it off, they may go higher. I suspect they're going to drop. So, you know, variable rates aren't a bad thing at the moment, as long as you can afford to cover those payments, because in the meantime, you're getting much higher rent. So they're likely to go down over the long run, and mortgage interest rates, when they go down, you're going to be making more cash flow. So I don't actually think it's a bad thing. I think it's a massive opportunity to get into property now, buy high yielding properties, cheap as chips. I'm still buying at the moment, as are my thousands of investors. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about property investing, please click the link below. It's in the description. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another one of my videos. And I will look forward to meeting you in person soon.